Alright, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back. Continuing on. Going to the Blue Palace now. We have to, like, let Fen go there.
It's true. The Reach attacked Morthal. The Jarl's soldiers. What?
You are well. By all the Mead and Sovngarde. It's good to see you and the others. Your vampire scholar seems out of sorts, but I'm glad to make his acquaintance. Lyris tells me you ran into a bit of trouble. Care to explain? And I can't wait to hear all the details. In the meantime, let's take a look at what you found and try to devise a plan. Lyris didn't say much, but she indicated that time is short. Here, take this. You deserve a lot more, but it's all I can
doggo. Woofo.
The information you brought back from Blackreach might give us a fighting chance. Let's put our heads together and figure out how to use what you learned. My father be damned. The Grey Host? Where have I heard that name? Meanwhile, my father rounded up the Herald and moved his soldiers to the outer walls. Then he ordered the quartermaster to stockpile Castle Dower. He's preparing Solitude to withstand a long siege. That might work against a mob of Reachmen, but thick walls can't stop a Herostorm. Any war we try to wage will be over before it starts if we don't find a way to stop them. Fen knows more about the storms than anyone. See what he suggests. Talk to Fen. If he has any bright ideas, I'd love to hear them. Magister Fidelia has been studying the Icereach Coven medallion, but she hasn't had a lot of success. She seems even less confident about reproducing their protective enchantment now. You mean other than hounding my father and serving as go-between for the Jarl of Morthal and the Magister of Carthald? I wrangled promises out of my father and showed our allies that someone in Solitude still cares. I got High King Svargrim to promise to dispatch soldiers to reinforce Morthal's defenses and send aid to Carthwatch. It's a start, but he hasn't actually issued the orders yet. I need to follow up with him after we're finished. Sort of. He admits he might have been wrong about the Icereach Coven, as far as that goes. But he still glares daggers whenever anyone mentions you or Lyris. So let's not bring up Fen, alright? She identified necromantic components as part of the enchantment, as well as Reach rituals. But she isn't an expert on either type of magic. Frankly, I think she's exhausted the scope of her knowledge.
It's all right. I'm ready to help. I know what you need me to do. Put my experience behind me. Focus on the mission, just like Verandis taught me. Could you show me the research you recovered from Exarch Singalis' laboratory? These notes prove my theory. Netherroot is the key component of the Herostorm ritual. It's like a poison for the soul. Weakens the bonds to the body so it can be pulled free. They're harvesting life energy from anyone caught in the storms. I'm guessing, but it may have something to do with those stone husks we saw. Remember how the werewolf emerged from one? And look at the mixture you retrieved. It isn't like the residue we recovered from the witch pike. It's more concentrated. It's certainly what Singalis' notes imply. Despite how it looks, a plan is formulating in my mind. I think I can create an elixir, but I'll need more of this refined netherroot brew. And we need to solve the mystery of the Coven medallions. I know what you need me to do.
Sanctum over here. Place it on the table. I want to show you something. See those marks? Grey host sites that correspond to the communique we found. I know a commander's map when I see one. Each of those marks matches a location mentioned in the communique from Rada al-Saran, the leader of the Grey Host. I can already see where we need to go. That mark on the northwest coast, that's an Ice Reach Coven camp. The communique mentioned needing more medallions. Odds are, they come from there. And here, a Midland camp between Dragon Bridge and Morthal. It's a staging ground for the Harrow Storms. More than likely. Those two locations should provide what Fen needs to finish his elixir. We can't bet everything on that, though. The communique mentions a warlord's camp in Blackreach. Maybe we can learn more about their ultimate plan there. Svanna, Fen, and I will divvy up the camps and scout ahead. Fen should investigate the coastal camp. I'll take the Midlands camp. That leaves Svanna with Blackreach. Meet up with each of us when you're ready. Then we'll hit each camp in turn. We don't have a lot of solid details, just what we've pieced together from the Grey Host's notes and communique. But I'll answer your questions the best I can. Which camp did you want to ask
I
about?
feel like these might be spoilers, and I don't want that. Also, sending Svanna to Blackreach does not seem like the smartest idea.
Keep it down. You'll wake the dead. What do you want?
Let's go do a quick detour for scrying. Is that outside or inside? I can't tell. Bottle of proving. Trivial? What does that even mean?
Well done. Now fix your eyes on the center and the corners of the lens. Then turn
Is
your
this like
focus
tutorial?
inward
Because
toward the facets
I
of
know
the
how to
glass.
do it. So basically,
Provided. I'll meet you in the courtyard.
you want to connect the nodes. So hold on. Can I do that again just to show you guys? No. Here, let me just show you like a simple one and show you how to do it. So you see these thingies right here? You're supposed to connect them. Like, you're supposed to get all 6 of them by connecting. This is your start point. And you see the little nodes over here? So think of it like connect the dots, basically. So all this pattern, you start from here, and you get all of these. And then you see the flower pattern, there's 3 of them. But your goal is to get all of the, like, tornado-looking things, right? And sometimes that doesn't always happen. So you just have to like be careful about it. And they're like, when you get higher rank, you can check the nodes. So like right here, if I were to choose the middle one, it would not. I'd have to choose another click. So there's that, and then there's that. There's 6 of them. The more you get, the higher, like the more accurate or precise it'll be on your map. And and then they'll show you like one icon over there, and then you go dig for that. So we can go find one, and I'll just show you how it works. Find the antiquity. Oh, it's right here. Actually, we'll just do a tutorial right here. All right, cool.
Looks like this.
So this is what it looks like.
Time to excavate the antiquity.
And then it's kind of like Minesweeper in a way. So basically you start with the auger, right? And then you click random spots. You have 9 tries, or at least at lower levels you do. The timer at the top is not, it's like when you take a dig, you lose some time, and then you have 100 like health on the item, and that's how damaged it'll be. So when you click one, it'll come up as 1 of 4 options: green, yellow, orange, or nothing. Green means you're like on point with the target. Yellow is like you're warmer, but it's nearby, and orange means it's not even close, and if you don't even get anything, it means it's not even close to that one. So we picked an orange first, right? And then it's not in that area. Yellow means we're getting closer within this area, so it could probably be over here. Orange is worse. Now we have a green, which means it's good. And the item will be within the area. So we have 4 more clicks afterwards, and then we could like narrow the pick down. So it's probably like a 4x4 or a 2x2 right here. So then next you hit your W, and then when you press it down, you get this a little bit later when you level it up. But like, this is how it would normally work. You dig, you lose the time, dig again. I'll do this one. This is when you higher level, it's like a free dig, but then you kind of damage it, which not really the greatest thing. So then we found a treasure in the area. So now that we found a main treasure, we have leftover time. And usually within these, there's an extra bonus item. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 2, depending on the difficulty. So from my experience, they're like really close by. So you just start digging around the area. And that's our item.
There you have
It's
it.
actually really
You're
fun
a
when you do
proper
it. Sometimes the
antiquarian now.
higher difficulty
Seems
ones.
you have quite a
pretty
knack
cool.
for it too. Just keep practicing with the antiquarian's eye and master those digging techniques. I'm confident you'll be recovering priceless relics in no time. There you have it. I'd report back to Verida and let her know you successfully. That's the truth. You might damage.
Basically, if you want to read that, that's telling you how like to do it, which I hope I did an okay job explaining how to do it. But obviously, once you get it, you start the scrying line, you get more XP. It gets easier the higher your rank is. You also get excavation and stuff XP. So that was pretty cool, wasn't it? Yeah.
Welcome back, Antiquarian. I trust your time with Gabrielle was illuminating. Excellent. I had a good feeling about you, and as usual, I was right. From now on, consider yourself free to pursue any antiquities that interest you. We will catalog your findings for study, and together we will uncover the mysteries of this world. You have a great deal of work to do, Antiquarian. Wouldn't you agree? We're all quite busy, truth be told, but I suppose I can make more time for our most promising initiates. Is there something I can help you with?
There you go. Well, just talk to that lady as well if you haven't already picked up the quest line. And you can go do that on your own time. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I enjoy it. So, one over there, top. Alright.
Just around. A bold move setting up camp in the midst of the western holds. I'll say this for the Grey Host. They aren't afraid to draw attention to themselves. I learned a few things while I was waiting for you to show up. It's just as we thought. The Grey Host is using this camp as a supply depot for their raids across the countryside. I saw stacks of witch pikes, rows of reliquaries, and jars of what I assume is the refined netherroot brew. Right. And I heard the camp leader, a nasty creature named Sableye, tell his troops to make sure to use the new supply that just arrived from Blackreach. Let's go grab a jar or two. No jars in this cart. Let's try another one.
Why are you following me? Find your own cart.
Not this cart either. I hope we didn't miss it.
Bruh, get your own cart.
Stop them, my packmates. I'll get this brew to the witches.
Sableye has the brew. Let's find him before he gets away. I'll take that one.
Lag. Half of my skills aren't even going off. Where's the sky shard? Is it underground? Don't tell me it's underground. Okay. What the? No. Why?
You got a jar of the refined brew? Let's talk over here.
You are the most useless person.
Luck was with us. If we had reached this camp even a few moments later, Sableye would have gotten away with the netherroot brew. After all this trouble, Fen better be able to use it to make his elixir. I'll take the jar of refined netherroot brew to Solitude. We'll meet up in Svanna's chambers when everyone gets back from their missions. I hope they're all right. Fen has proven himself, especially after what happened in Blackreach. House Ravenwatch, they're unusual as far as bloodsuckers go. As for Svanna, she's braver than I originally thought. Anyway, meet me in Solitude after you finish up. In addition to the refined nether...
That's so far away. Let's go over here first and get the way shrine. Or not waste shrine. Let's get the sky shard. I'm gonna need all of the points I can get because scrying and excavation eat up a lot, actually. Down here. Is this a crafting station? Yeah. I don't... What does that set even do? Well, it's a melee set, so let's check that out. It doesn't seem that bad. It's just it's probably not the highest damaging set, which is apparently all people care about these days. Can you do big numbers? It's funny because so I've been playing this game since launch. Obviously, I've done every raid in this game so far in bet, done pretty much everything hard mode except for obviously Kyne's Aegis, which I have on bet, not just not hard mode yet. And people these days, they raid funny. It's like, compared to other games where you're trying to, like, you know, actually do mechanics and stuff, in ESO, I swear people just try to parse, try to pull the biggest numbers when someone's dead, especially the important people like healers and tanks. I don't see people like rezzing that often. I'm just like, dude, this is why we wipe. This is also why I don't pug anymore. I used to, but I just run with like my 2 guilds. We all know what to do. Get stuff done. But apparently in ESO, it's all about can you pull the highest numbers and on a target dummy, which is pretty irrelevant in my eyes. Sure, it's cool to see, but in a real situation, not really what you want.
Lyris was right. This camp is crawling with the Ice Reach Coven. And they're definitely producing... There's more to figure. It's a landing site for the boats coming. Because in the first...
Is basically telling us what we're gonna find here.
What do they have to do with the medallions? Let's examine the nearby graveyard.
Flag.
Examine the headstones. Let's determine what's so special about the exhumed bodies. Finished? Have you come to any conclusions? Well, we've both been over the headstones with a fine-toothed comb. If we can determine why the Coven dug up these particular bodies, it will tell us something about how the medallions were enchanted. Of course, compare notes and look for commonalities. You have the makings of a fine scholar, my friend. Now, let's see. I noticed there were a mix of different races buried here. They weren't all Nords. Anything strike you about the departed? They did. Tell me more.
Oh, I feel like I should have read them.
I don't think that... Of course. Really? What was that? Which headstones did you examine? I read about laborers. Of course. Compare note? They did. Well, yes, but so were the bodies that weren't disturbed. Of course. They did. Of course. Why didn't I see that? The headstones on the exhumed graves all mentioned that the person was old when they died. Let me think. Some necrotic spells require the remains of the elderly. Something to do with the natural decay of life. According to one necromantic theory, the older a living thing becomes, the more necrotic energy it naturally acquires. As a body grows old and withers, the life inside it decays. Necrotic energy is the byproduct of this deterioration. I now know enough about how they create the medallions to move my research along. I'll return to the Blue Palace and start putting an elixir together. To fully craft an elixir to defend against the Harrow storms, I still require a sample of refined netherroot brew. Plus, we need to determine what the Grey Host has planned. Help Lyris and Svanna at the other... I'm glad to hear it. That just leaves finding out what the Grey Host has planned. Go meet Svanna at the camp in Blackreach. I can't say I envy you. While Blackreach provides some fascinating points of study, the dangers appear overwhelming.
Let's go do this delve, because I'd like to just not have to come back here. Oh, that does not seem like the right way.
You're there. Don't run off screaming. There is a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. It's rather humiliating, but my soul is trapped inside this ludicrous child's toy. I need someone with a corporeal form to help return me to my body. These damnable cultists bested me. The witless fools believe they can summon a dragon and return the dragon cult to prominence. Ha! One of their mages bound my soul to this doll and left me to spend eternity as this repulsively adorable plaything. Obviously, these idiots aren't infallible. They stripped me of my belongings before leaving me to my fate. If you can retrieve 3 of my things and place them upon a summoning altar, the spell will break and my body will be returned to me. The dragon cult lair, Dragonhome, is farther inside the cave, as is the altar where you'll place my belongings. You'll need to put me inside your pack so I can direct you and offer guidance. Don't make a fuss of it. Stuff? No, dear stranger. I would like you to gently place me inside your pack, among your no doubt precious belongings, and carry me inside, so that I might observe your progress. Are you quite ready?
That's kinda weird, dude.
Lovely. Then pick me up and let's get going. I'd like to get back into my own body sooner rather than later. Wouldn't you?
That's creepy. I don't know about this one.
Move those lovely legs of yours, Dad. My belongings won't find themselves.
Silver perch pudding. Yeah.
Keep your wits about you. These cultists will flay you alive if you don't strike first.
This is the
If I were
perfect
a dragon,
place for our
I'd be
refinement.
wholly unimpressed. It's really a shame that all this beautiful scenery is wasted on these fools.
Yeah, that thing has as much health as some bosses do.
I almost pity this new dragon coat. I wonder if they know they're just sad, ugly little imitations. My mirror! And the boggling ogres haven't broken it. Ugh, it smells like death in here. Or is that your peck?
Excuse me?
Isn't this lovely, living underground like rats? The mighty dragon coat indeed. You get all the fun. Could you take me out and bathe me at the next? I shall have to scour the memory of cultist lips from it if I'm ever to drink from it again.
Clearly missing the boss somewhere. If I were a boss, I'd probably be in this room right here.
Be careful, darling.
But I don't see a corpse.
We are close. I can practically feel the blood flowing in my veins.
At last! You did it! Oh, it feels so good to be back in my body. Flesh and blood. A beating heart. It would truly have been a shame to keep all of this beauty locked away in a silly doll for eternity. I owe you a great debt. I wouldn't think too hard about it if I were you. This kind of magic is often more palatable when not dissected. The long and short of it is that it worked, and you've restored me to my true self. Yes, darling, thanks to you. My rather enviable body is restored, and so sorry excuse for cultists no longer have a hold of me. Please, take this. It's not every hero that stops to help a talking doll. You've more than earned our reward. I didn't realize how much I missed the cold.
So close.
The wind biting my cheeks is like a kiss from an old lover. Or a new lover. It's invigorating. You have my eternal gratitude for what it's worth. First, I'm going to make the bastards who did this to me pay. Then, I think I'll take a long, hot bath, stuff myself on sweets and mead, and then perhaps find someone to warm my bed. Oh, fine. Think of me as a powerful, stunningly beautiful enforcer of justice. I see evil in the world, and I eradicate it as I see fit. My methods could be viewed as unsavory by some, but perhaps the same could be said of you. Humiliating, reduced to a child's plaything. I never thought I'd sink so low. Oh, and dreadfully boring, too. All I could do was stare at the wall and think about how much I hated it. And there were so many itches I could not scratch.
I kind of want to find the boss, but I don't know where it would be.
No one will ever find us here.
I would put it in... If I were a boss, I would probably be around here. But that's also where we started. So... it's not here, my next bet would be somewhere down here, 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 or there. God, that's so stupid. Okay, we'll find it. Woo! Champion point.
Dragons will reign once more.
Knew the boss is over here.
Dragons will once again rule the skies!
Nice. All right. With that said, I think I'm gonna take a quick break for now. Been playing for over an hour, so I can go do something, and I'll see you guys later.